What's going on, Titan Nation? Thank you for tuning into the Two Tone Zone. I am your host, Mr. Two Tone. And as always, I usually have D Weez with me. D Weez won't be here tonight. He had to handle some business. But I do have a special guest in the building tonight. I have big old Titan, folks. You probably seen him on Titan Upload Show. You probably seen him on Mr. Titans, but he's a huge Titans fan. And I'm going to bring him on right now. And we're just going to have a little bit of a, Q&A. We're going to have a little bit of a, a little Tennessee Titan talk and talk the recent updates within the franchise. So without further ado, I'll bring in Big O Titan.
Hey,
what's going on, brother?
Yes, sir.
Doing,
yes,
man?
sir. Thank you for having me. I'm doing well, man. I'm blessed. So blessed. How are you?
Good, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming on the show, and like you, I am also blessed, man. So it's good to have you on the show. I know you gotta get going to work, man. So we won't have you on too long. We just spend some time with Titan Nation. And just enjoy this time together, man. Is Titans in fellowship and brotherhood? Am I right?
Absolutely. What you got, that Mac 9 on?
No, man, I don't.
Oh, okay. I thought you had that Steve McNair jersey on.
No, man, yeah. I usually have the McNair jersey on, but right now I have the throwback Mariota jersey right now.
Okay. He used the Penn State and make Jones on the back of it like everybody else on Twitter.
Well, he's number 2, man. He went with number 2.
I saw that.
Where do you think that came from? Is because it didn't come from high school, his high school number. It didn't come from college. It didn't come from the league. Where did it come from? What's your thoughts on that?
It looks mean, man. It looks tough. It's the lowest number he can get that was available, so why not? I think Warren Moon retired. They retired Warren Moon's number 1 back in the, I think, 90s or late 80s or something like that. So I think it looks good. I think it's going to look real sharp. That 2-2, 2 and 11, 1 + 1 is 2. I mean, come on. The 3 kings.
For sure, man, for sure. Hey, real quick, man, I'm going to give a couple of shout-outs to some folks here in the comment section. Thank y'all for tuning in. I got Titan Anderson in the building. And salute to you. Great work in your live streams with the NBA. With the NBA playoffs, man. Salute to you. Thanks for tuning in. Got AZ Mick in the building. Salute to you, man. Tighten up for sure. And I got one of our buddies in here, Steve Crocio, man. Salute to you. Hey, are you familiar with Steve Crocio?
I've seen him pop in the uploads, and I've seen him in a handful of lives, but I've not actually gone to his channel yet. I heard he had it on YouTube, right?
Yeah, he's on YouTube, man. Check him out, man. Steve, go ahead and pin your link to your channel in here, man. Steve Crocio, man, he's the first one to report news on everything. I'm not sure where his sources from, but they're always accurate. He's first to get it, man. So thanks for tuning in, Steven.
He's an insider.
Right, seriously. Hey, TA liked your comment. He said 1 + 1 = 2. I like that too, man. That's pretty creative, pretty clean right there. And I say he was 11. That's where it's from. Got you. I got you. I was just thinking maybe he was coming in accepting the number 2 role at receiver. That's what I thought it meant. It's a new era for him. He's not number 1 option. I mean, he could be, but I think he's willing to take a step back, man, to win. And that's what shows true leadership and shows true professionalism, if you ask me. I think this is a great fit, man, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do within this offense. I think Todd Downing and Rob Moore will be able to get this guy situated to the point where he's schooling all these young cats, right? He's giving them the rules to the game, giving them the method to all this madness, man. What are your thoughts on Julio Jones being a leader in that young receiver corps?
It's almost likened to like Jerry Rice coming into the locker room, basically. You know what I mean? So all they have to do is just watch him work.
Right.
Just see how he walks in the morning, see his vibe. Is he listening to music? Is he putting on his jersey? You know what I mean? Just emulate what he does, and those guys will get better. Just what's that word? Osmosis, right? Osmosis. Right. They'll just basically absorb his greatness, and he doesn't have to be number 1. AJ can be that young bull. And can you imagine Julio as a 1B to
right.
off the 1 Kenobi?
Right. He's just gonna lay back in the cut, man. And when it's time, he's gonna shine. You know what I mean? I'm hoping he turns a new leaf. So I mean, you live in the Atlanta area right now, and you're familiar with Julio Jones. What is he like, man? Off the field. I mean, I'm pretty sure you have a little more background information on like what. I mean, I know he doesn't practice very often. Like, what's your background info on Julio?
Well, I would say like the narrative with Julio Jones, right, is that is unhealthy, right? He's always broken, right? But honestly, the man over the last 5 years, I think he's missed three games in total. I think a big part of it comes from fantasy football. Like if you had Julio Jones on your fantasy football team, right, you know that week 4, week 6, week 8, week 10, somewhere in the season, Julio's going to catch an injury, but he plays, right? I don't know if he plays as a decoy, but he'll for 2 or 3 games, 4 games. What will happen is he'll just be like at 70%, right, 65%. So he'll be out there, but he won't be as effective. But the man, he mans up, he plays ball. As for the greater Atlanta area, man, they are. Let's just say they're talking about it at work. They're saying they should have built the whole thing. They're saying the word is around Atlanta is that they should have not drafted Kyle Pitts. They love Kyle Pitts, but they should have went ahead and got Justin Fields at that point in time. Everybody in Atlanta wanted Justin Fields, and they're saying Matt Ryan is trash. I mean.
So goodness, is Matt Ryan? Is he married to the owner's daughter?
Yeah, the owner's granddaughter. Yeah, because Arthur Smith is like 80-something years old. So it's actually his granddaughter that he's married to.
I got you, man. So, but either way, he's kind of grandfathered in right now. That's crazy.
Oh man. Oh yeah, he's blood on blood. Man. He's gonna be in that owner's booth. Well after he's done playing.
He's set up, man, for sure. Hey, DeAndre Ray, thank you for tuning in, man. Let's read his comment real quick. It said Julio's a top 3 wide receiver when healthy. He'll be our number 1, and he'll be our number 1. AJ will be number 2. Okay. I mean, I don't agree nor disagree with that. It's just I just feel like he's coming in and accepting whatever role is given, in my opinion. I appreciate you putting that comment in here, DeAndre. Sudaman, what's going on? It says his comment says I think AJ should be number 1. I totally agree. D Weez and I put out a show the other day. I know you caught it. You put your top 5 in the comment section, but go ahead and tell me your top 5 receivers. You usually run with at least 5 or 6 different receivers. Who is your top 5 and why?
Okay, so I would say AJ Brown's number 1, right? He's proven. I believe I can't believe it. Is it the X where he's going to play on the line of scrimmage and Julio would play off as the Y? Yep. I honestly think that would suit them best. Obviously Julio at number 2, and I don't know. I honestly think Des Fitzpatrick and Josh Reynolds
over Josh Reynolds. We gave Josh Reynolds money. You know what I mean? I mean, we also gave Des Fitzpatrick money as well. But I mean, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm sorry to chime in like I just did. I'm not disagreeing. But go ahead. So you think Des Fitzpatrick is number 3?
I honestly believe Des Fitzpatrick gets on the field first, just to build, right? Like Josh Reynolds is an X or Y receiver. I think Des Fitzpatrick in his current role, he can get on the field sooner in the slot. Whereas you're going to have AJ and Julio out at the X and the Y. So I think Des Fitzpatrick, if he's as good as people have been saying, like, he's a nice surprise, right? He has better footwork, a little bit better route running than people have thought. And the man's a 4-year starter. So obviously,
exactly,
he's a coach's son. He's a coach's son, wide receiver coach's son, and he's been doing this for 4 years in D1 football.
Well, so he's 6'3", 6'4". He's got size, and he's proven consistency in the NFL. Right? It's not easy to start in the NFL, or to be even a topic of conversation, to be even a target. It's not easy to do that, right?
Yes. So I believe all 4 receivers will play, and I believe they're going to be. Remember when Bruce Arians was back in Arizona and he had Larry Fitzgerald and these guys kind of moving all over the place, matchup based? I believe Todd Downing is going to bring a lot of that in Tennessee. We're going to see Julio in the slot. We're going to see AJ in the slot. They're going to mix it up, and I think they'll all play. I think Des Fitzpatrick, if it's season 1, play 1, snap 1, and they put 3 wides out there, I think it's going to be Julio at the Y, AJ at the X, and you got I guess that would be Des Fitzpatrick at the Z.
Okay.
Yeah.
who's your so your 4th would be Josh Reynolds, right?
Yeah, Josh Reynolds.
And then who's your 5th?
Little skeet Cam Batson.
And I was just about to ask you that. You kind of read my mind. I was just about to ask you that. I don't know if we're gonna utilize him. It's really up in the air if you ask me. I was just about to ask you that, so it's funny you said that. Real quick, let me just get into this comment real quick from Titanium Chris. He says, "What up though? Bold prediction: our defense is going to be top 12 by week 4." I truly believe our defense is going to be night and day compared to last year. Apples to oranges. The comparison is going to be night and day. We revamped pretty much the whole defensive core. We're bringing back Kevin Byard, Jayon Brown, Monty Hooker, guys like that. But our cornerback core is truly different. A different culture, I think, in that locker room is going to be the best solution. I think these guys they're hungry. They're coming in. Janoris Jenkins, Jack Rabbit, he's done his thing, and you've seen him play down in the NFC South probably more than I have. So, what are your thoughts on that, real quick? We'll jump into the defense. We'll just kind of go as the comments go. We'll let the people talk, and then we'll just give our predictions or our analysis or breakdowns on the scenario. So, what are your thoughts on that?
So Jack Rabbit Jenkins, Janoris, I remember him from back going to Florida games back in the day. It used to be him, Marquise Pouncey, Mike Pouncey, a guy that went to a school in my neighborhood, Marquis Anderson. They would all just be at this one club after the Gators game. So I used to see Janoris like back in the day, just hanging out. And that dude, even though he looks small in the field, it's a cocky dude, man. That's a big, swole little dude.
Believe it. I believe it. Hey, the TV doesn't do him justice. The camera don't do him justice.
Right. He's got kind of an Alvin Kamara build, kind of to him, believe it or not. But I think our defense will be well improved. A top 12 defense would take us right back to the AFC Championship. Right. Our team, the way we built kryptonite. Like if Pat Mahomes is Superman, we're the kryptonite. I'm telling you, the way we run the ball control, and play that kind of stingy, stick in your pocket defense. We're just always right there. If we can make that leap, I'm telling you, man, this could be a magical year. This could be a year as magical as that 2000 season against the greatest show on turf.
Right.
But the difference is W. Right? The difference is the W. That's what we're looking for, the win.
Yeah, I love that energy, bro. I love that energy and that optimism. I love it. It's Super Bowl or bust, if you ask me, right? We have all the right pieces to go and win the chip. You know what I'm saying? To go ahead and bring that Lombardi Trophy to Nashville. We have all the pieces in place for that. So I'm with you, man. I love the energy on that. He said, go ahead.
And I was going to just elaborate a little bit more on the on the defense. Jeff Simmons is a true difference maker, and just pairing him with D'Amico Autry, Bud Dupree, and then, good old fashioned Honor Landry coming off the edge. I mean, to be honest with you, man, this defense can be something special. Rashad Evans is literally going to be year 4 in this defense, right? So he has the ability to play fast without thinking about it. Honestly, this is going to be Evans' probably best year, right? I don't know if he's going to have a better year than this year, and he's going to end up leaving, right? Because that's what all first-round picks do. But I think the combination of Jayon Brown, the linebackers we had, and then Amani Hooker stepping into that role that Kenny Vaccaro played, and then honestly playing back, Byard could be up, Vaccaro could be up. I just think our defense is made major leaps and bounds, and it's going to show. It's going to show week 1.
I got you. I like Rashaan Evans, man. I was willing to give him up in a trade for Julio. I don't know if you saw our show. We were on Ken Moore's show. We talked about that. I was willing to give him up in a trade. I do think he's a phenomenal athlete. I think he plays football with pride. You know what I mean? He plays with passion, and he just truly loves the game. So I feel he made some like I said, some bonehead mistakes at some important times for us last season. If he can clean that up, man, him and Jaylen Brown, they're a nice little tandem at the linebacker core. While we're talking about linebackers, Bud Dupree, Harold Landry. How do you think like Harold Landry? So being that we have a little more depth at the linebacker position that we're hoping to get a little more productivity out of, how productive do you think he'll be? Do you think he'll be more productive than he was last year, getting less reps? Do you think he'd be more productive that way? He's able to get some rest on the sideline to be, to get it now because he played a lot of snaps last season. So do you think that's going to benefit him as far as productivity goes?
He's played a lot of snaps the last 3 years.
True.
And absolutely. I think his production goes up. If you take that man out of 95% of snaps and put him down to about a good 70, and he can just rest on certain series because either I forget our 5th round pick, the gentleman that actually rocks the 9-9 that I have on right now. I forget the young man's name, but if he could step up, or if we get a signing like Melvin Ingram, like a super sub, like they were saying soccer, if you get somebody like that in here and just really rotate those linebackers, he'll go from a six sack man or 4 or 5 sack man to maybe a 9 or 10, and just our team will just have fresher legs going down the final stretch. Because I think our defense played pretty lousy the last quarter of the season. I think they played pretty great though in that playoff game. I think that's quiet as kept
against Baltimore.
I think they played pretty good against Baltimore, man.
I mean, I mean to cut you off, but I just got to disagree. And just because we fell down to shut down one man, we knew the game plan going in. We knew what to expect, and we failed to shut down that one man who I don't have respect for as being a classy athlete, but I do know he is superior with as far as his athleticism goes and his ability. But I don't have respect for that man, Lamar Jackson. But you think that we played good defense in that game, in that playoff game?
I do. I think if that defense, right, the way they played that game, and let's just imagine if Jayon Brown was in the game in that same play, right? Jayon Brown, as opposed to Kenny Vaccaro, which sometimes his feet are stuck in the mud, right? Just imagine if you have Monty Hooker in that play. You know what I mean? Just that much more speed, and I think the difference will be made up.
Speaking of
Lamar Jackson only had one big play. He was pretty much shut down.
But you and I both know in the NFL, it's always 1 or 2 plays that can cost you the game. You know what I'm saying? And and being fundamentally sound, having your technique down, being able to communicate, and being also to produce and being mentally able, because you got to use that thing in between your ears. You got to use your mind. And we just want mental breakdowns, whether it was communication, whether it was guys, taking a shortcut, whatever happened, it cost us the opportunity to advance to get a chance to play Buffalo, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you. You know what I mean? We see it from different angles, and that's why we have this opportunity to have Titans fans like you on the show. While we're on that subject, man, tell little people about yourself. Tell people about yourself, my man. Where are you from? And things of that nature.
Originally from South Florida. I lived in Tampa for probably 15 years before we moved to the Atlanta area. Funny enough, I'm actually a longtime Gators fan. Okay. Kind of adopted the dog since everyone around me is a Georgia Bulldogs fan. First air conditioner NFL football game I went to was the Falcons game. Now I'm telling you, they watch football games like you watch it in your living room. That's how the Atlanta Falcons fans watch football. That screen is so huge. It's almost like the Dallas Cowboys screen down there in Atlanta. It's AC. The food is cheap. So we like going to Falcons game. We've gone to 2 of them. And a little bit about me, like where I'm from. I went to Norfolk Myers High School. Javon Curse actually went to my high school. So back in the 99-2000 season, my freshman year was 2000. in high school. So during my spring game of my freshman year, they actually retired his jersey. So Javon Curse has been a big part of my life because I'm from the same town that he's from, and also our same high school Deion Sanders went to. Mm-hmm. So Deion Sanders is like a legend. We played football in high school. We were under his Nike contract back then, so we got like our cleat bags, like red Nike shirts, all were Nike, basically written in his contract. So, Javon Curse, Deion Sanders in that little Fort Myers area, they're a big part of it. They do a lot for the community. So I've been a Javon Curse fan since he got drafted to the Titans, and really before, since he played defensive. He was a defensive end for Florida, mm-hmm. and actually at North Fort Myers High School, he was a safety. He was a safety, and he played like running back, like different things on offense, but he was primarily a safety, and So
you said that man played running back.
So like he was like just high school, right?
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying though, for the opposing team, I mean, oh my gosh.
yeah, like he played a little bit of power back. I mean, hell, I played fullback when I was in high school. I played defensive. I was a nose tackle, and I played guard and tackle on offense. And I played. I forget what the package was called, but I would actually go in at fullback on goal line situations, and I would run it. I actually got to run once, but I swear, man, I felt like when I ran the one time, I felt like the defenders were on me so fast. I only got back to the line. I think I carried them for 3 yards, and I was at the line of scrimmage. No, but yeah, man, I enjoyed that. We had a really good vibe down there in North Fort Myers. It's a small football town, which most people don't even know about it. But yeah, with Deion Sanders being from there, it was a big deal. It was a big deal for us.
Deion Sanders, man, hey, salute to that man and everything he's done and what he continues to do. You know what I mean? He's head coach over at Jackson State. Salute to the HBCU schools. Out there doing his thing, man. I mean, he didn't necessarily have the best season, but it's a learning curve, and he gets to know his guys. The team get to know him. He gets to build that prime time culture. And that takes time because not everybody's prime.
Yeah, not everybody's. It's electric though, and it's contagious. Like his energy is contagious. Like he's bringing so much to that university and HBCUs in general. Which and then Eddie George is at right there in Nashville,
Tennessee State, yep, Tigers.
Tennessee State, exactly. Yep. So big things for HBCUs going forward. Big things.
That's a beautiful campus, man. If you ever get to the Nashville area, man, that's a beautiful campus. My aunt Deborah, she took me over to the campus when I got a chance to meet Steve McNair way back in the day. I got to see that campus, and it's a beautiful campus, man. So hopefully, Eddie George, he has Jeff Fisher on his coaching staff too, along with Jeff Fisher's son. So a little bold prediction from my uncle Ty. He actually lives in Henning, Tennessee. He was saying that they're keeping Jeff Fisher in the Nashville area just in case Mike Vrabel slips up. What are your thoughts on that?
Nah, the old Fisher man, I don't think he'll ever come back to the NFL. Someone told me he's been trying to get back to the NFL for years. Him and Brian Billick have been trying to get back in the NFL for a long time. But no, Fisher man, let him go ahead and enjoy his property out there. And I forget where he has it, but he's always doing that fly fishing on social media.
Right.
I think honestly, him being a special advisor, what's the gentleman's name? They brought an offensive coordinator that was the ex-football coach of Cleveland Browns, Jackson. I think his last name is Jackson. Anyways, but that Tennessee State team, I think they'll turn some heads, man. Eddie George is not necessarily, coach of the year, but I think he's going to be able to teach those men. He's going to be able to lead, and he's got a good supporting staff, a lot of NFL coaches around him, which is going to be big for just building that college up the right way, that football team the right way.
Yeah, for sure, man. Let me just dig into the comments real quick so the folks don't think that we forgot about them, man. Titanium, right. He says, I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, a.k.a. Cashville, Tennessee. Hey, man, salute to the Nashville area, man. Absolutely, man. Let's see here. One of my favorite songs was with 3 6 Mafia when they had, you know, Young Buck on it, 8 Ball MJG. You know, when that song came out, man, what was it? Stay Fly. When that song came out, man, that was truly history for me when I heard that song, because it was, you know, all those cats getting on that track, you know, just legend after legend on the track, you know, together, making a dope track. So I got a lot of love for the state of Tennessee, man.
Hey, big up the 8 Ball, man. Big up to the big boys.
Right, man. Back, man. 8 Ball MJG, man, legends, man, living legends for sure. That album that they had, Living Legends, was the truth. That title was the truth without a doubt. Titans Rossi, man, thanks for tuning in, my friend. If you haven't already, go subscribe to his channel. He's on the up and up very fast. He's growing already. I think he's been in for maybe less than a month. Over 100 subscribers. He's doing his thing. Great content coming out of Titans Rossi, man. Salute to you for tuning in.
Yeah, what up, Titans Rossi? What up?
So we got Sin City Titan in the building. Salute to you out there in the desert in Vegas. Man, I know it's hot out there right now because in Colorado it was 90 plus right now, and it's just going to keep heating up. I'm not looking forward to it. I don't like heat, my man. I don't like it. Tighten up. He said we got Julio. Can I say one more time? We got Julio. Julio! Come out to play. Hey, let's go, man. Hey, Super Bowl coming soon. Absolutely, man. Fisher was my headache. I'll never forgive him for using Moss as a decoy. Let it go, man. Let it go. Hey, if you haven't already, folks, please subscribe to the Two Tone Zone. Please share the video with your family and friends, and please hit the like button. It helps the video get seen out on YouTube's platform. And just ultimately,
I'm not saying that he's not. I'm not saying that he won't be coach of the year. I'm just saying that he hasn't coached before. You know, the man was a businessman in Nashville. He was a Broadway star, and he's football through and through. Like he's a Heisman Trophy winner, right? So I'm just saying, like, he's never coached before, but you don't have to as a head coach. You have to lead, right? You know, you have to be the man that walks out and just make sure everybody's doing their job. And I think he's perfectly suited for it. And yes, he can be the coach of the year. So I wasn't like, no diss. I was just saying basically that he hasn't been coaching in the past, but I don't think you necessarily need to have the coaching experience as long as you know football. And I'm pretty sure Eddie George knows football. I mean, outside of Javon Curse and Steve McNair, I mean, my favorite play of all time is Eddie George.
Wait. So that's one of your questions I was going to ask you. You know, what your favorite Tennessee Titan, like your most memorable moment as a Titans fan? Okay, proceed, my man. I didn't mean to cut you off, but that was one of my questions. Man,
okay,
you over here reading my script, homie. Let me have my notes over here.
Okay. So here's the stage. You know, Tennessee, St. Louis. You know, before they went to L.A., right? Down 16-6. Titans are demoralized, right? You got McNair going up, right? Starting this magical drive down the road. And next thing you know, you see Eddie George ducks a tackle, comes around on the right side. I can't forget the guy's name. I know he's number 90. I think it's Johnson, the defensive lineman for the St. Louis Rams, right? Meets him at the goal line. Eddie George literally is lateral into this man and just pushes him in the end zone. That is the most invigorating play of Tennessee Titan history, when Eddie George literally comes off of a broken tackle and then puts his shoulder into that defensive lineman at like the 1 yard line and literally wheels his way into the end zone, was my most exciting moment as a Titan in mind. And I'm telling you, I'll be a Titan fan for life because of that moment. That's a man. That's a grown man.
No, fact, man. Hey, Eddie George, man. Eddie George was the real deal, man. He, without a doubt, no joke. He deserves every piece of credibility out there, man. If anybody doesn't like Eddie George, you gotta be crazy. I mean, from what he did while he was in the league and to what he continues to do on and off the field, and I know he's gonna be a tremendous leader for that football team down in Tennessee State, man. So I'm excited to see that. I'm actually gonna pay attention to what's gonna happen in this coming season for Tennessee State, man. But that was a great memory. Thanks for sharing that with me, man. Thanks for sharing that.
I think I think King Henry is basically Eddie George with just 2 more steps. Just instead of a 4-6, he's running that 4-4-4. You know what I mean? Or not the Moses Malone, but he's running a 4-4. You know what I mean? So just that difference is where Eddie George would break that tackle, get ran down after 10 yards, whereas Eddie, King Henry, you can't catch me, boy.
Of course, I've only seen film on Jim Brown. I've only seen film on him, right? Didn't get to see him play live, but I think he's a Jim Brown, Eddie George put together. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. That's what I think, man. Just in my true and honest opinion. Let's see.
Height, weight, speed, absolutely. He's more physically dominant than anyone else on the field. I mean, honestly, in that game when they played against Baltimore, I think the number 1 athlete in the field was Lamar Jackson. The second was Derrick Henry. 2 different type of athletes, but tier 1 athletes all the same.
Facts, man. Facts. Hey, Titans Rossi, one of his favorite Tennessee Titan memorable moment was the playoff game against the Ravens where Eddie and Ray Lewis went to war. That was an incredible game. Hey, it really was. Pound for pound, those dudes were going at it. The competitive nature that was going on in that game was you couldn't match that. You couldn't relive that moment even if you tried. That's just 2 juggernauts going at it. I remember that game. I was a young cat, but football was my first love. You know what I mean? That was my first love.
Absolutely.
Before I even started, liking girls, I was like, football is my first love, man.
I can't say that, but
I remember that.
I've been football for a long time, and Ray Lewis and Eddie George are friends to this day. Ray Lewis is on that staff at Tennessee State. So he's going to be the linebackers coach. They got a lot of NFL talent right there in Nashville. A lot of legends.
A lot of history coming out of Nashville. One thing that's missing from there is that Lombardi Trophy. That ultimate ticket, the golden ticket. The thing that gets you in the Willy Wonka's factory.
Yeah.
That golden ticket. Caleb Farley is faster than Tyreek Hill. I think so. I think he's the fastest player in the NFL. Don't quote me on that, but I think Caleb Farley is the fastest player in the NFL.
I think they had next gen stat. Tyreek Hill ran a 23 mile per hour, and Caleb Farley did a 24, something like that when they did their next gen stats on him.
For sure. Hey, Stephen Crosio, he's heading out. Hey, man, have a good night, man. Try to get some rest and continue to bring us that great news, man. The first come, first serve type of news, man. He's in there, man. Early bird gets the worm. So salute to you and all your hard work, Stephen. Have a good night, man. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button, man.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Football over? What you mean? Titanium Chris. Oiler Titan says Derrick Henry to me is a combination of Eric Dickerson and Marcus Dupree.
Okay, throw it back, but yeah, he's a spitting image of Eric Dickerson.
Yeah, Eric Dickerson, for sure.
They're upright runners,
Eric Dickerson will tell you that he won't agree. He'll be like, nah, man. Nah, he'll say he's one of one.
Nah. Those boys run standing straight up, man. Right. And I think that's why they're so fast. They get into that stride so quick, and they go on end zone.
Hey, let's pivot real quick. Let's start talking about 2021-2022 season, man. Let's start talking about that right now.
Okay.
Moving. So we just added Julio, right? So now we have a bunch of juggernauts on offense. From the outside looking in, you would think that Tannehill's job is going to be easier, right?
Right.
Do you think his job is going to be easier, or do you think he has more pressure on his shoulders right now?
I think Tannehill's a professional. I think he's gonna rise, with the pressure. But yeah, getting Julio Jones, for the people of Tennessee, is like Super Bowl. That's big expectations, man. So yeah, there's going to be a ton more pressure on him than there ever has been before. Because the man came to Tennessee for a 4th round pick to back up, Mariota. You know what I'm saying? So there was really no pressure on him before, and I think the pressure has risen. Definitely, the pressure has risen.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely risen on his end, and I feel like you said he is a true professional. So I'm pretty sure he's maybe not. I wouldn't say nervous, but it takes relationship. It takes a relationship to be built, and everybody knows it takes time to build a relationship. So the more and more that these guys can get together, kick it, get acclimated with the playbook, go out there and play, go out there and play 500. Whatever you do, you know what I'm saying, as a professional athlete, like I'm sure it's not what they do to play 500, but you get my drift. Like how you, how you start to build camaraderie and trust and bond with your teammates. Just doing things like that and just truly approaching the game as a professional, and just know that there's a learning curve and everybody's gonna make mistakes. So let's make the mistakes now in the off season, right? When it's time to put the pieces to the puzzle and truly build on that progress from the off season. So I really hope that on Monday, I believe he's fully healthy right now, fully capable to play. So should pass his physical on Monday, and then on Tuesday, get out there on the field with the guys. I think that'll say a lot about him and his character, and I think his teammates will just they'll just build off that energy and his presence by being in off-season training.
Yeah, you're talking about Julio.
Yeah, I'm talking about Julio. Yes, I am talking about Julio.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, outside of the off-season training program, I think Tannehill, like he worked with Johnny last year, I think they all need to get together and just kind of build that rapport. Josh Reynolds, Des Fitzpatrick, and Julio and AJ, they need to get there, and also Logan Woodside. They need to all be there. They need to work constantly until their season starts. Every single day they need to be throwing. They need to act like Uncle Tom down there in Tampa. They need to just get together 5 days a week, even on Sundays, and just need to figure it out, because what Tom Brady did was pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know if you caught our shows early on, but I predicted the Tennessee Titans and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. I knew that Tampa Bay was going to be in the Super Bowl. I knew it. I just fell short of, I should. I'm not going to pick KC over Tennessee, of course, but I was just off by that. And to be honest, man, my prediction again is Tennessee versus Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl. That's my prediction. I don't know if that's too soon to say, or if it's too risque or too cliche or whatever. What are your thoughts on that? Who's going to be in the Super Bowl? If you had to guess right now, who's going to be in the Super Bowl this year playing in Los Angeles?
If I had to guess right now, and this is from a Titans fan, I'd probably say Kansas City and Tampa Bay are going to run it back.
You think they're going to run it back? Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I do. I can't see I don't see how we can get past them in the AFC Championship unless our defense is truly special. And it may take time.
It's going to be better. And if we're able to put Caleb Farley on the so-called cheetah, then we'll be all right. But here's my thing. There's so much film on Kansas City, and there's you can always adjust plays. There's only so much you can do in football. We have film on them, and they really haven't added any pieces to the puzzle. So I mean, based on what we know, and based on the rapport that we have with this team, man, it's game on. I think it's gonna be it's gonna boil down to KC and Tennessee in the AFC Championship. Of course, I'm gonna go with our guys. I'm gonna go with the boys, Tennessee Titans, man. But I definitely appreciate your non-biased opinion there, man. That's special to have. CJ2K says, I know, but on the field, I think Tyreek will beat him. It'll be close.
It's one of those things where I think the defense has to come a long way, and that's kind of putting a lot on them. Now, that's what the 2022 season we're talking about, right? Now, 2000.
Well, it'd be 2021. Starting in the fall, and then it's going to go through 2022. So
right. So I think the 22 to 23 season is going to be the year for us. It's going to take about I think by that time our defense will be who they're going to be. Right. We're going to have.
Let me write this down though, to make sure, because I want to make sure we can reference back to this show. You know what I mean? Because I like to make bold predictions, but I like to follow up on those predictions to see if somebody's somebody's thought process and their perception was on point. It's always good to reference back to that because it lets people know, hey, you got a little bit of knowledge, right? And so if you call that out, I want people to know Big Old Titan called that out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No doubt. Titans Rossi says, I think teams are really going to be sleeping on first and Reynolds this season. They are weapons too. Go ahead and finish what you were going to say, and then Titans Rossi will dive into that comment.
For that 2022-23 Super Bowl, I think it's are the Cardinals are NFC, right?
The Cardinals are in the NFC West. Yes, sir.
Yes. Titans Cardinals Super Bowl. Cardinals Super Bowl. I'm telling you, that's because Tom Brady will be retired by then. Kyler Murray's going to take over the NFC, and the Titans are going to be right there with him. And I think because of the way they play, I think the way we play, we're going to be in the mix every single year. But I think our defense is just going to take time. They got a lot of young people in that defense.
Yeah, it is. But there's veterans in there to get these young cats together, man. And Shane Bowen, he seems. I know to say that name is kind of cringeworthy sometimes for Titans fans, but
not really.
From the overall perception, Titans fans.
The DC, but he couldn't go into every room because of COVID.
True.
So how can you be the defensive coordinator? But you got to be stuck with the linebackers.
Vrabel did say he was the ultimate play caller. I mean, I'm only basing this off what I saw in the historical worst. Like, we were like the worst in NFL history on third down. So I mean, we can only go off that. And Vrabel did say, I don't know if he meant to throw him on the bus, but he did. He said he was making the calls. So, but I feel like, hey, we got rid of that old group. Like, I'm not sure how Malcolm Butler was in that locker room. I'm not sure how Dory was, or Logan Ryan when we had them, or when we had him. I mean, I wish we kept Logan Ryan, but what I'm saying is there's reasons why we get rid of these people. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I'm more worried about Kevin Byard and Amani Hooker being able to play their roles. I know they're saying they want to be interchangeable. And I hate to just jump off and dive off in that, but it kind of just brings up the defense for me. That's kind of like my biggest thing. Is Kevin Byard going to get back to being a ball hawk? Okay. And we know Amani Hooker can get picks as well. So what are your thoughts on those two being a tandem together? I mean, because this is going to be Amani Hooker's first year guaranteed starting. So what are your thoughts on those two? Since we're talking about defense.
Well, I think Amani Hooker's primed. I think he's ready to step up. I think he's, like I said, a half a step quicker than Vaccaro, which could make the difference in that Baltimore Ravens Titans playoff game. If you got somebody that's a half a step quicker, maybe they just slow him down, right? And the team catches up and tackles him, and he doesn't go for like a 50-yard touchdown. You know what I mean? So I just think Kevin Byard, we know who Kevin Byard is. And honestly, I think Kevin Byard is playing not his best football, but I think he's well-rounded, right? He's going to be able to play deep safety. He can play up against the line. He can play anywhere. And I think that's the big, that's the difference with us. We're multiple. We're able to give different looks on the defense and then pull out of it, change something completely different. And that's the key.
Yep. And that's what it is, man. Being 3 steps ahead, being able to play chess, man. Having those different looks. That's why Dean Pease, we had so much success with Dean Pease when he was there. I mean, he was more experienced and more knowledgeable and able to draw up these schemes, but also too, I think our skill set in that locker room on that defensive core was able to do that. This team last year wasn't able to. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
we're younger and faster.
Yeah,
younger and faster, and I think the younger part, I think that may ultimately hold us back when it comes to winning a Super Bowl. When it comes to playing against a Patrick Mahomes that's been doing this for 3 years at a high level, I think that may hinder us. But I think year two, I think that's the money year. Year two, I think will be our money year.
All right, man. Hey, I like it. I like it, man. I like it because I know it's coming from a good space, right? I like it.
Yeah.
Oiler Titan just threw in a good fact here. Let me read this out real quick. He said, yo, check this line. He said, Corey Davis, 6 playoff games, 166 yards, average 27 yards per game. Josh Reynolds, 5 playoff games for the Rams, 106 yards and 37 per game. Julio Jones, 8 playoff games, 834 yards for 104 yard average. I mean, that's night and day, apples to oranges.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what's having a blue chip athlete as you know, as you're starting. Yeah, that's the difference between a blue chip and, you know, a 2-star recruit. You know, right there, you can see it there in black and white. And not to come off of that, Josh Reynolds and Ferkser, going back to that previous comment, Josh Reynolds and Ferkser, they're gonna eat.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they're gonna eat.
Especially Ferkser. I wasn't so. I know earlier when you and I talked, I'm like I wasn't really confident in our, you know, having that tight end by committee thing. You know, with Jeff Swain and you know, Anthony Ferkser and, you know, a couple other cats. Wasn't too happy about that. But hearing J-Rob in his presser the other day when he was just I forgot who he was talking with, but he was just like, you know, Jeff Swain and Ferkser are going to be our guys, man. We're rolling with those dudes. So the fact that he said that and he was confident lets me know I probably should just, you know, be at ease and just, you know, and be confident in him because he did bring Julio, man. So I gotta trust in J-Rob. You know what I'm saying?
And Ferkser, I hope that he's literally spent this entire offseason honing his craft, because if he just has a small increase in his blocking capability, Ferkser's a tier 2 tight end. You know, I mean, he could be a top 24 tight end, a tight end 2 in this league. So with his catching ability, right? I mean, he's not the fastest guy, but he's quick in and out of breaks. You know what I mean? And he's got great hands. Right. If he can just improve just that little bit with blocking, just a bit, and that really only helps Derrick Henry. It doesn't really help him. Right. Make our offense better, but if he can just make that little improvement, I think Ferkser will be with us for a long time. And I think that's why they let go of Johnny, because they think Ferkser can do the job.
Yeah, and he can block, but that's why we didn't get a lot of we should have got more production out of Johnny last year, but under the circumstances, he had to stay back and max protect and blocked. And that leads me to my next thought. So our offensive line, right? We got to keep Tannehill upright. We got to keep Derrick Henry on the path to getting back-to-back rushing titles. You know, there has to be a blocking scheme. We know the left side is taken care of. You know, we got Lawan, he'll be back. You know, you got Saffold in there, Ben Jones, Nate Davis. Who are going to be the other cats, though? Who's going to be our right tackle? You know what I mean? Like, are we going to run that max attack, that max protect approach? You know, where we have Jeff Swain, you know, in blocking, we have a double tight end set. You know, there's going to be a lot of different looks with that in that regard. Do you think we are going to be? Do you think we'll be okay on our, as far as our, you know, up front goes, our offensive line? Do you think we'll be fine? Do you think we'll be able to function? You think we'll find that right piece with what we have right this moment? You know, because we still have Ty Sombrello, right? We still have him. We possibly could use him. You know, do we have Dylan Redunz, who we drafted? We just brought in a wrestler. I don't know if he's in it just for the offseason stuff, you know, just to keep 90 guys, like Ken Moore was saying. Who do you think is going to be that fill-in at that right tackle spot?
I think it's Mr. D2 himself, Dylan Redunz.
I think so.
I honestly think, I think he's going to start day one. I think him being a technically sound left tackle, basically a run blocking left tackle in D2, blocking for Trey Lance, is going to be a natural transition over to the right tackle for our team. I think they should just put him out there day one. If they have to, put Swain over there, give him some chips every once in a while. Have Kari blocking game, keep an eye on that right side. But I think you start Dylan Redunz day one, and why you start him day one is because you need him to be up and running at 100% within the first couple of weeks. If you put out there Ty Sambrailo, which I think Ty Sambrailo is a good swing tackle,
he'll get the job done. But you just got to keep that depth, keep versatility in that offensive line. Got to keep that depth and versatility, because we do see, you know, guys will fail drug tests or they get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like week to week,
right?
They're not always available. You know,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Keith Carter's got he's got his work cut out for him with that offensive line, but I feel like they'll be able to fill in those pieces to the puzzle. I mean, they have no choice but to. So,
Yeah.
Titanium Chris says, man, he says we're going to Tampa for a joint practice. There's gonna be some gold coming from that. Absolutely, man. We got to take every gem that's given to us.
Yeah, I miss Tampa. I miss it.
Man, just the palm trees would do it for me, man.
Right.
Right. C-Dub456 says Bayer, Dupree, Simmons, and Jack Rabbit will have their defense ready to play. Let's go. I like that energy. Let's go. Let's see here. Let's get into some other comments here. Captain Tripp says props to John Robinson for going after Julio Jones, even after last free agency debacle. I'm glad our GM isn't gun shy. Yeah, he definitely said it. He said, you got to keep shooting. You got to keep shooting.
Shoot.
I think what he said. He said, in basketball, when these guys miss their shots, they're not going to stop shooting. You keep shooting, right?
Exactly.
Even LeBron was like, hey, we got to throw everything out. We got to shoot everything. Even till you got maybe have to throw the gun at them. You have to get your back up out the wall and get out of the corner sometimes, man. So yeah, I'm definitely glad we have an aggressive GM.
Yeah,
absolutely. Ferg's gonna be wide open, waving his hand like I'm open. He went to Harvard, right? Anthony Fergsker.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he plays like with trigonometry in his mind or geometry or some type of algorithm. Like, well, if I move this angle or if my hips at this position, can I? I wonder if he plays that way.
He probably has a beautiful mind.
Analytical. Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, seriously, man. He probably plays just with this analytical, strategical approach that nobody understands but him.
I mean, if you think about it, that's how Ryan Fitzpatrick has been in the league all these years. Mm-hmm. He was a Harvard man. He doesn't really have the most dominating skill set. He's not the most physical person, but he's still playing at a high level because he outthinks. He sees everything happen before it happens. That's how he makes those special plays, and he'll run.
Yeah, he'll get up out of there. That's for sure. Oh man.
Yes, Sin City Titan, absolutely. Reduns is our guy day one. I think they got to start on day one. Just go with them. Put Kendall. I forget the last name of the guy. Put Kendall at the backup. Sombrero at the backup on the left side, and just roll with him. Let Redon start day one. Just go with the rookie. Like I said, if he needs help, put Swain out there and help and chip on that side. If he has to. Yeah,
my thoughts are out of the rookies that we drafted, he's going to make the most immediate impact right out the gate. What are your thoughts on that?
Does an offensive lineman really make an impact that we can all see? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean the fact. I mean, because if I'm not sure how many times Tannehill was sacked last year, but he only threw 7 picks last year. You know what I mean? Usually when you throw picks, it's because you're getting hit, you're under duress. If we can, lessen those numbers, have a slight decrease in those numbers and keep the sack total down. You know what I mean? Like then I feel like that's how you can kind of gauge that. And if Derrick Henry gets 2,600 rushing yards, that's the line. So I mean, you can kind of gauge it that way. But I agree with you. It's kind of hard to by the eye test to really see that. You have to look at it from an analytical approach.
Yeah, and we ran so much 12 personnel. As you said, match protect. We ran so much play action. I just think our scheme is going to protect Redon. Our scheme is what's going to really help with that. But I think the rookie that's going to make the biggest impact this year, I think is it may be Des Fitzpatrick.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I think Des Fitzpatrick is going to make a little bit of noise in that slot. I just do.
You've been saying it. You've been saying it. Hey, salute to Big Blue Enforcer, man. Christopher Newell, Titans in Truth, y'all. He's very close to being at 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't already, go subscribe to Titans in Truth. That guy's been doing it for a minute. He's probably one of the first Titan YouTubers I ever seen, man. So salute to that, man. Thanks for blessing the show with your presence and commenting and chiming in. Let me go ahead and read his comment real quick. Salute to you again, though, Big Blue. He said, "What up, gents? Truth is here." He said, "Oh, going to be lethal." Then Evans out of the backfield in reserve with speed too. Man, that kind of leads me to the next thought. We were talking earlier, Big O. We were talking earlier about the compliment to Derrick Henry. Being his reserve. Who's going to be the guy maybe pick up 5 to 10 carries, right? Who's going to be that guy? Titans of Truth, Big Blue. He thinks it's going to be Evans. Who's your thoughts, man? Who's your thought on that? Because we do got Brian Hill from Atlanta. We still have Jeremy McNichols. And you mentioned Deontay Foreman. You want to bring him back?
I do want to bring Devontae Foreman back, but as for the compliment, I think it has to be Evans or Hill. And like I said, really the big difference is you don't have to be as imposing as Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. You just got to take advantage of what our offensive line gives them. Right. If the offensive line gives you 5, take 6. If they give you 8, take 15. But you just have to be decisive. And I think Evans is electric enough. I think he's fast enough, and I think he has enough size. I believe Josh Evans is a 6-foot dude. He's like 6 foot 205 or something like that.
Who?
I mean, he looks. I said Josh Evans. I mean, Darrington Evans. Darrington Evans is either 5'11", 6 foot, I believe.
Yeah, he's a smaller guy, man. To me, he's kind of light in the butt, man. He's kind of light. You know what I mean? As far as a running back goes, he has speed. He has elusiveness. He has the ability to make plays. But as far as like being a compliment is like from a physical standpoint, I just don't think he's that dude personally. You know what I mean? I'd rather probably run with Brian Hill over that, and then use Darrington Evans maybe in special teams or maybe line him up in a slot. Some screens, hit him off in the flats. Just I don't know, some check downs, something of that nature. But I like Brian Hill, and you guys see Brian Hill play a lot more than I have, I'm sure. Being down there in Georgia, being at those are the games that are played. Do you get to see Titans games, or do you have to get the package?
I see every Titans game. We have the Dish Network.
Okay.
My sister goes to the University of Florida, so we have her student discount. They only charge
for sure.
D Weez, what up?
Big O, what up, my boy?
Hey, I told you.
Hey, man, sorry for the delay. Hey, man, I just got off work, man. I'm sorry for coming in. I was watching you on the way home, man. I was like, I got to get in here and holler at Big O, man.
What up?
I told you my man would pop in, bro. I knew he was going to come at some point.
I couldn't, man. I was like, I got to get some of that. I got to get some of that action. Let me get some of that action.
Hey, man, like in the movie Temptations, man. He said, that's a 50-cent fine. You late, man.
Yeah, you late, man.
50-cent fine.
Hey, man, my office hours are from
Big Red. Hey, D Weez, man, how was work, bro?
Oh man, it's a long day, man. Gotta make sure the family eats, man. Gotta make sure these kiddos is good, man. But hey, like I said, man, I was watching on the way home, man. I was like, man, let me get in here, man. Let me get some action, man. I need some action.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, the Big O held it down, man. He's definitely Tennessee Titan tough, knowledgeable, man. He's a for sure 100% Titans fan, man. He blessed the show with his knowledge, man. He did his thing on the show.
I love it, man. Nah, Big O. Hey, thanks for coming on the show, bro. Thanks for holding it down, man. I appreciate you, man. Hey, I'm sorry I couldn't be here with y'all, man. But man, I was like I said, man, I was watching on the way home, man. Y'all doing your thing. My girl was like, you ain't on the show tonight. I'm like, man, I was like, man, they hold it down. The POP, hold it down.
Right.
Hold it down.
Hey,
I do appreciate the invite. I really do. I genuinely appreciate it.
You are always welcome on the show, man. Anytime you want to jump in, you got my math now. Just shoot me hey, let me in, tag me in.
For sure.
And as we talked about earlier, man, I highly encourage you to do your thing, bro. You feel me? So
yeah, I mean, I thought about it. I actually thought about having Mark upload to mentor me in the whole YouTube game, but I mean, you guys are special, man. I mean, to take this time and give us content to watch, because I mean, I turn on ESPN, NFL Network, CBS, and I'm like, something just happened, and they're talking about anything but the Titans. But I can always come to YouTube, and you guys are bringing the knowledge. I mean, you guys, I'm guessing you follow the insiders, and you put it on YouTube for us, because I mean, my day to day, like I told you, it's kind of a 24-hour kind of revolving deal. Right. So I really lean on YouTube. I really lean on you guys to bring the information that we need, and we appreciate it. I appreciate it.
For sure, man. No doubt. Yeah, folks, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Two Tone Zone. Hit that like button, hit the notification bell too, so you know when we're going live or whenever we decide to drop a video. There's times like this that that we really appreciate. Having Big O on the show, coming here and just blessing us with his knowledge,
Straight
man.
blessing, straight blessing. My boy Big O in the building, man. Let's go, my boy.
Let's get back into these comments real quick. He said,
let's go.
James Bryan said Julio had his best season when Atlanta had a cold run game with Freeman and Coleman. Well, I mean that just says hey, he's gonna have a bigger season with the Tennessee Titans, man, because he has King Henry. You know what I mean? Pressure is all on Todd Downing. He better call plays better than he did in Oakland. Hey, that's facts though. That's facts, man. But hey, I'm glad that he had kind of the bad experience, so that like I said, that the pressure could be on, so he could feel that temperature up on him. When he's in that kitchen. He's got his work cut out for him. I think his biggest thing is to manage personalities. You know what I mean? Make sure everybody's feeling like they're being productive. One thing I did like that J-Rob talked about with Julio was that hey, what do you see? What do you want your production to be in Tennessee? And his answer was, I want to win. Yeah. So even LeBron, he could be number one, but he knows it takes a team to win ball games, right? We saw that with his elimination against the Suns, against the weak Suns. He just didn't have AD. You know what I mean? He didn't have other people being productive and being an asset. So he didn't have that these last couple of seasons with Atlanta, and I think that had a lot to do with him. That was weighing on him mentally too. I just don't think he was happy there, and now he hit the reset button, and he wants to win, and he provides that winning culture, and he's already Tennessee Titan tough. You know what I mean? He's tough as nails, so he'll fit right in.
What was the Falcons' record last year?
I think it was 5-11.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, I think it was. I think you're right about that. It got him number 4 pick, which is crazy.
Hey, Chris. He said, Titanium Chris said, I've been on beast mode with Edmonds on Madden. Hey, he is good on Madden and special teams. I'm not sure how to use him on Madden, but I challenge anybody to play D Weez in Madden. That man's a Madden guru.
Hey, man. I'm not good at a lot of things. I'm trying to be good at this podcast thing, but hey, if you want to see me on Madden, see me. I'm still on the PS4, man. I got no PS5. So if you got a PS4, you on the Madden, come holla at me, man. We'll get it in, man.
Right.
Come get it in, man.
Hey, Big Blue says I got my Navy Julio jersey on order, and I appreciate the love. Hey, man, it's always love. Hey, Big Blue, man, we haven't had you on the show.
Titans the truth, man. Where you at, baby? Let's go.
We haven't had you on the show, and we haven't had Upload on the show either, man. So we need to get Upload on the show. Titans Rossi. Need to get Steve on the show. Steven Crocio. Need to get TA on the show. We gotta get back in contact with Tennessee Titans Weekly.
Man, it's coming, bro. It's coming, bro. The energy's building up, man. This Julio thing. Hey, man. Like I said, now we passed that. Now let's get it going. Now let's get into the real dirty grind. Let's go. Let's get the Super Bowl team ready for that action.
Hey, living that Cali life, man. Hey, Mission Beach, that's my spot. And the D Weez is familiar with San Diego too.
Hey, I love Mission Beach, man. I love a nice little stroll, Where else? La Jolla. Hey, I love La Jolla. Yep. I love everywhere in Diego, man.
Are you familiar with
Gaslamp District?
Are you familiar with California, Big O?
I've never been.
That's where TA's from. TA lives in San Diego, man. So that's why he's shouting out Cali life.
Oh yeah, man. I follow Titan Anderson, man, and his wife, man. Shouts out to his wife and I believe his son.
Yep.
Lady Anderson.
Yeah, Lady Anderson and Lil TA, man. For sure, man. Nah, it's been a fun show, man. Hey, how are you for time, Big O? How are you for time, bro?
I'm good, man. I haven't gotten that work call yet. Like I said, if I do, it'll just be I'll probably mute it for a minute, take that call. But I'm good, man.
Okay. All right. Cool. You just let us know. But I mean, I have a couple more questions, man. I wanted to ask you, and then now we got D Weez in here.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, we all know things happen. So do you think we are set at quarterback in that role? like I said, things happen. I'm not going to say nothing, but things happen. Are we set at that position? Are you okay with Logan Woodside? Are you okay with Deshaun Kaiser? Excuse me. Are you
get Deshaun Watson out here? Yeah.
Man, he wants to play in Denver. He wants to play in Denver. That's a whole nother discussion.
That's a whole nother discussion.
I don't want to talk about that right now.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
But yeah, let's what are your thoughts? I'll start with you, D Weez, since you just got in, man.
Man, Logan, hey, if he can throw a fake punt, he could throw a 20-yard ball, man. I want to see I really want to see him in preseason. I want to see how much he's developed, how much he's really going to take this serious now. Because now, if Tannehill goes down, we got 17 games. We're going to need somebody to get the ball to Julio and AJ. We can't just depend on Henry all year. Because once, if knock on wood, if Tannehill goes down, we know who defenses are going for. Right? They're going straight to the run. So I want to see if Woodside, if he's really took the time this offseason to develop himself and make sure that he's ready for that quarterback number 2 position. That's a big spot. A lot of people underestimate that spot. Anything could happen.
You saw what happened. We saw what happened. Mariota got benched. Hey, shout out to Mariota. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man
Mariota.
But hey, so D Weez and we were at the game where he got benched. I mean,
we were at the game, bro. We were at the game.
That game was boring. It was, but as soon as Tannehill got in, we had signs of life, man. And I was like, okay, we got to make the adjustment. And look, that same year, where did we end up? AFC Championship, lost to the weak Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are weak, man. They get no love on this channel, man. They get no love.
They're all finesse.
For sure. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the QB situation, Big O?
I think Logan Woodside's been in the system for this is gonna be his 3rd year.
Yeah, because he went to the Jets for a little bit. Then he came back. Yeah.
I think it would be hard pressed to find someone that can come in and just run the offense efficiently if Tannehill's out for a half a game a week or 2. He's going to be the guy that's going to run it most efficiently to start. Mm-hmm. I have been saying on Upload Show pretty much from the end of last season that we should get Blake the Snake. I know he's not the greatest athlete, but Blake the Snake, I thought he would have been a great backup quarterback for us. Or like RG3's out there. RG3 putting on Instagram that he's been working in the background. At the end of the day, I just want somebody that is more athlete than quarterback. Usually that's what you need in that 1 to 2 game stretch. Somebody that they may not be able to throw the ball as great down the field, but they'll be able to at least complete passes. And if they got a crease, they can take it to the house. That's really what you want. You want somebody that can just win you 1 game. Tannehill's out for 3 games. Win us 1 game. And I think Logan Woodside can do that.
Yeah.
Just by his knowledge of the offense.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. And that's just you took the words right out of my mouth. I agree. And man, we had 21 people in the chat here, man. I think that's an all-time high for the two-tones.
Hey, shout out to Big O, man. Let's go.
Big O, Big O brought you got the juice now, homie.
You got the juice now, Big O. You got the juice, baby.
I shared it out on Twitter, man. For some reason, when I shared it out on Twitter, they didn't show the actual picture, the image with it. But I needed to add that. But I'll share it out next time for sure.
Yeah, man. No, there's not a problem at all with that, man. We just, like I said, we just appreciate everything. Let's fast forward real quick, and then I think we'll wrap up things. I'll start with you this time, Big O. The AFC South right now, the picture, the whole situation, man. We got Carson Wentz trying to rebuild his career and his reputation with the Colts, and then you have Trevor Lawrence, coming into the league with high expectations, right? New head coach, and then you have the Texans situation. They just opted out of off-season training. They're not going to be doing anything of that nature next week. Deshaun Watson's facing 23 charges, some allegations of whatever he's facing right now. I don't want to go into it. But they're not solidified at the quarterback position. There's a lot of negativity going on in Houston. Like, what are your thoughts on the AFC South right now? And where do you see Tennessee finishing? Obviously, number 1, right? AFC South. But who do you think our biggest headache is, and who do you think who we shouldn't sleep on in the AFC South? Shall I say?
I would say in the AFC South, our headache has been and always is now and always has been the Indianapolis Colts. For some reason, that team plays us tough, and I think they're going to be better. They're going to be as good as they were last year, but I still think it's our division. I do think the AFC South is one of the lower divisions in football. So, and that's just because of Jacksonville and Houston's been such a mess, and at some points we were a mess. But I think it'll be much improved this year. You got Trevor Lawrence coming in. Houston, I don't know. But Indianapolis is going to be Indianapolis. They're always one of the, always contending for a wild card. I think this is our division to win, our division to lose, I should say. And I think Jacksonville will be much improved. I think Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence and ETN, they're gonna turn some heads down there in Jacksonville.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. I'm not sleeping on them at all, one bit. They have they just have a new culture down there, man. And Trevor Lawrence has been a winner wherever he's been at. So. Winning is contagious, man, and I've been watching, some things on YouTube, and then just reading up on the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're very impressed with his leadership, man. He's already coming in being a vocal leader as well as leading by example. So yeah, I'm not sleeping on Jacksonville either, man. That's big.
Yeah, I think they said a crazy stat like Trevor Lawrence since his freshman year of high school has lost 3 games.
Yeah. No, he might be undefeated, bro. I think he might be undefeated.
I think he's undefeated. I think
he's undefeated. He's undefeated for like all regular seasons of his life. He's never lost in the regular season, bro.
Right. He's lost in 3 postseasons. I'm sorry. He lost 1 regular season game in 2 postseasons, and he won a national championship. So he's only lost 3 games in his entire career. That's going to change. It's probably going to change week 1 of the NFL season.
And then he'll really be tested, right? He'll be battle tested at that point. Is he able to be able to overcome any adversity? If he's able to persevere through it, and still maintain, that level of confidence that he has. Winning your whole life, man, you don't know what it's like to lose. So we'll see how he handles that when and if it happens, man. So like I said, any given Sunday, I'm not sleeping on anybody.
Sunshine.
Right, seriously. Hey, D Weez, man, what's up? I mean, what are your current thoughts on the AFC South? I know you've been keeping up with them.
Man, hey, it's gonna be them Colts. The Texans pose no threat. Knock on wood. Jacksonville, you got a rookie leading your team. He might have beginner's luck. Who knows? I mean, he's a winner. You can't sleep on winners. That's one thing I've always thought, that you cannot sleep on winners. Somebody that goes out and puts the effort in and makes sure that his team wins, because the quarterback's the most important position, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean, right.
That's your captain. That's your captain of the.
That's your money bag. So we'll see. I mean, he's a winner. So we'll see how that translates to the NFL when you got to go up against our boys. But he might be a winner. He might be able to dominate other teams. Jackson, like I always say this, we bring the best out of Jacksonville, and I won't stop saying it. That rivalry is always going to be there. But you got to go with Carson Wentz. You got to go with somebody who's experienced, somebody who knows how to play the game, so somebody who's been in the game. And the Colts, their defense,
got pieces, man. You got Hines.
Their defense ain't no joke. That defense comes ready. They know what they're going up against Henry and AJ. But hey, Julio, who knows what's going to happen now? Now all the cornerbacks, everybody like, man, like what we going to do?
And people sleep on like Frank Reich, man. He's a genius.
Yeah, he's solid.
And Matt Eberflus, he's a genius too. You know what I mean? Like they're like that coaching staff they're no joke, man. They're nobody to sleep on. They're gonna scheme up the best approach possible to win games every Sunday. So yeah, man. Good thoughts, gentlemen.
The Colts believe they're gonna win the division.
Yeah, they do. And
they believe that.
And so does like Max Kellerman too. I was watching. Hey, man, why do we get so much hate from the national media? Hey, shout out to Kendrick Perkins though. I know he played basketball.
I love Kendrick Perkins.
And he's a big country boy, so he played football somewhere down the line.
I love Kendrick Perkins.
He gave us the ultimate shout out today, the ultimate love on TV. He was arguing with Max Kellerman. He was, saying that Titans are gonna win a Super Bowl, and I was just like, man, Kendrick Perkins, just for saying that, you automatically get a pass in my book on anything you say.
Okay.
whether I agree or not.
Julio got that deuce now. You know, he's gonna be running by the defenses like deuce.
Number 2. Hey, so my thought process on that, I think you know, he's wearing number 2
for the two-tone zone.
Well, for the two-tone zone for sure, right? Julio! Hey, but nah, hey, so I think he's wearing.
That's gonna be the chat. That's gonna be the chat.
Hey, so I think he's wearing number 2 because he's taking the number 2 approach as a wide receiver. That's my guess. I think he's like, hey, you know, I've had my time to shine. I'm gonna let this young gun come over here and, you know, carry the load. I'm gonna take my number 2 role, and I'm gonna get a Super Bowl. I mean, not that his Hall of Fame induction is not already solidified, but that just puts the icing on the cake, right? That's what you win for. When you're up in that upper echelon of athletes, you got to win the chip.
You gotta win the chip. You gotta win it. Hey, he's bringing that two-tone back, though, man. That's that. He's bringing that two-tone back. That's what's going on, man. We about to go to the Super Bowl this year. I'm ecstatic, man.
Weaver, hey, Titanium Chris, man. Thanks for bringing that up, man. Because that was one of my questions I wanted to ask these gentlemen. Did Rashad Weaver do it? Did he do it?
Nah, hey, innocent till proven guilty, my boy.
Hey, man, if the gloves don't fit. If the gloves don't fit.
Innocent till proven guilty, my boy. You know that. Hey, what's messed up is that, like, this. Right. Facts, man. Facts. What's messed up though? What's messed up is this whole situation is holding up his bag. He hasn't been signed yet, and I think he would have been one of the guys that got signed if this this allegation didn't pop up. I hope they can figure it out, man, because he, like, dude, when he was with Pittsburgh, in college, man, when he was with Pitt, that dude was a beast, and he posed
a steal, bro. He was a steal in the draft.
He posed tremendous size, you know, athleticism. Have you seen this man's arms? This man could pick up a dollar bill, you know, just standing straight up, you know, walking down the street, you know, without bending over. His arms are long, you know what I mean? And in the pass rush, you know, you swim moves, whatever you got to do, you know, like getting your hands up, deflecting balls, man. That's like changing the trajectory of the balls, just tipping them. Like the athleticism and his size that he poses, man, that's bar none, pure skill, and will, and just straight physicality in itself. So I hope we can figure out things going on with him.
I'm sure he will, and they just need to sign him. You know,
right?
They need to go ahead and put their name, put Tennessee behind him. You know, get him on the legal team. And technically, I think why they haven't signed him yet, if something happens, I don't know if the NFL can punish him because he's not technically a part of the league yet.
Right.
You know, and I think that's the big reason why they haven't signed him. I think that's why they're waiting.
They're holding up. That's what I'm saying. That the whole thing is holding up his payday. You know, I'm not sure what his finances are looking like, but if I'm him, me right now, I'm like, man, we need. Hey, my lawyer, we got to get this thing something
right. His agent's like, yo, how much longer I got to keep paying you, bro? Right. What's going on?
Right. I can't keep borrowing money.
He needs to pull a Ben Roethlisberger and just go ahead and just pay the cash. Pay that.
Pay that. Yeah. Go ahead and sign that check, my boy.
Hey, Tavares White, man, thanks for tuning in. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, man. So salute to you.
Hey, salute to my brother, man.
If you have not subscribed already, please subscribe. If you enjoy this content, you know, we're going to keep bringing that heat. But let's read his comment real quick. He said, Jim Schwartz will be bigger than you think. I never said he wasn't going to be an asset to the team. His experience alone is just like Shane Bowen having that shoulder to lean on, you know, and Mike Vrabel is actually going to truly be able to focus now on the team.
Right.
You know, I'm making the best decision possible now that, you know, positions are set and you have leadership and guidance in that locker room. So I definitely feel like he's going to be a huge asset to the team. Yep. So, hey, I'm glad he's back in Nashville. Let's see here. And J-Rob reach for us. I mean, I trust in God. I trust in God, but I do trust in J-Rob when it comes to the Tennessee Titans. You know. Hey, thanks to everybody for tuning in, man. This has been our largest group of folks here in the chat.
That's awesome, man. Y'all hold it. Yeah, I was holding it down, man. That was great, bro. That was awesome.
For sure, man. Well, hey, I think that about wraps it up for tonight's show, y'all. So thank you so much for tuning in, Big O. Once again, man, we can't thank you enough for coming on the show and and just doing your thing. Like you said, you're always welcome on the Two-Tone Zone, bro.
Always.
Like, take that. Don't take that with a grain of salt, man. Like, for real, you're always welcome on the show.
I really appreciate it, man. Blessings to you both. Absolutely. And I'm telling you, this is going to be a special season. It's going to be a special season. We're going to change the narrative about the Tennessee Titans nationally. But right. I think our season will be next season. When Uncle Tom is long gone, that's going to be our season. That's going to be our Super Bowl. I'm telling you, I'll call it right now. Kyler Murray, Ryan Tannehill, Tennessee with the W. The 2022-23 season, we taking the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Write that down.
Hey, I've already got it written down, and best believe I'm gonna reference it. If we win this Super Bowl this year, I'm gonna say Big O, man. Hey,
hey, Big O, what size jersey you wearing, man? What you need, man?
Right. Hey, I'll be like Tyson Truth. Be like Big Chris. I apologize. I was wrong. Right. What a sweet apology that would be.
Hey, Titanium Chris, God first. Hey, I like that, man. Hey, big ups to that one. Hey, before we dip, D Weez, Super Bowl prediction as of right now. If you had to guess right now, who's gonna be in the Super Bowl and who's gonna win?
Right now.
Right now.
Well, you already know who's representing the AFC. Mm-hmm. So I ain't gotta say it.
Right.
The Titan Army knows.
Titan Ganger don't bang. You know the drill.
It's winner. Hey. I believe one of the comments said AFC championship or bust. I'll take an AFC championship. I'll take getting to the AFC championship one more again. But we got to win the Super Bowl this year. We got to at least get there.
Right.
NFC? Oh, man. That's a tough one, man. It might be them Bucks again.
Yep.
I mean, it might be them Bucks again. I mean, you predicted it last year. Remember you said Titans and Bucks.
I did.
So I think this year that might come true.
Right.
Titans and Bucks. Bucks. I don't know, man. Something about the Bucks, that culture in Tampa Bay. Big O, I know you from Tampa Bay, man. I know you got it going on, man. I know you represent, but man, something about Tampa, man. They got something going on down there right now, man. They got the vibes. They got the vibes right now, man.
Right.
It's because they specialize in day drinking down there, so they're always in a good mood.
Oh man, they got some of that. They got some of that Bobby Boucher water from the glacier.
They got the glacier.
He said it's water from a glacier.
They done stole LT. They stole LT's Porsche down there.
Hey y'all. Hey, so Jaheer, man. Tighten up for sure, man. Thank you for tuning in. Titan Ganger, don't bang, folks. You know the drill. Until next time, we will see you soon. God bless, man. Get y'all priorities in line. Always defend, Two-Tone Nation. Titan Ganger, don't bang, folks. We'll say that to the grave, man. We'll see y'all next time. Tighten up.